So they were hiding the big truth from us. Disney lost more than $7 billion this year. But I thought Disney didn't lose as much as we expected them to lose. I thought Disney didn't lose as much as we expected them to lose. Well, guess what? They still lost $7 billion. $7 billion is still $7 billion loss. Disney is basically on life support. Okay, the only thing that's keeping them from going from bankrupt is Disney Plus. If they didn't have Disney Plus, Disney would basically be filing for bankruptcy right now. And that is the truth right there. And Disney fanboys don't want to hear that. I bet they're probably plugging the ears going like, oh, the Plus is Disney. We don't want to hear that. We were the ones who went for large droves to watch, a garbage remake of The Lion King. Okay. This was not a huge surprise. Disney parks saw about $2.5 billion loss. Park revenue, decreased to a loss of like 1.1 billion. And then it was 2.4 billion. So Disney has lost $7 billion as well. The only thing that is, Disney Plus keeping them on life support. And everything else is $7 billion. Disneyland California has been closed since forever. They laid off employees. But look at the investors reports. They're not telling you this. They're just still not telling you this because they don't want you to know. But Disney is not doing. It's not the monopoly known as Disney. Is not doing as well as you think it would be. Also, we all know Fox is a failure. I didn't mention Fox in the last video about Disney, but Fox, that was a failure. They completely just brushed Fox like it didn't even exist. Fox just doesn't even exist because every movie that Disney has put out under the Fox name has flopped. They even changed Fox name to, that's 20th Century Studios. It's just absolutely hilarious that Disney is attempting to hide this. Okay, there's only one article talking about this. Revenue down 82%. Okay, Disney is still losing money because the only thing, that's why they're only making garbage stuff on Disney Plus, because Disney basically lost. Okay, of course they'll take all the Disney fanboys with them on Disney Plus, but that means once Disney feed us, that means we'll finally get to see original movies again. Yep, we won't have to see Disney remake after Disney remake topping the box office. The entire movie industry revolving around Disney's schedule. Movies flopping because they have to basically knock it. For example, let's just look at, Detective Pikachu and John Wick. Those movies were did well, but movies afterwards, Godzilla King of the Monsters, that movie was impacted by Disney and Endgame. Dark Phoenix, that's another Disney movie. But again, if you look at the 2019 box office, 29 box office with the box office #1 movies. You can see here Aquaman upside. Then we get in it started with Captain Marvel. Well, no movies released on Captain Marvel. We can't compete with Disney. That's too difficult. Too difficult to compete with freaking Disney. Okay, Dumbo. Shazam came out after Dumbo. Which was pretty bold of Shazam to release by Endgame. No one wanted to compete with Endgame. Okay, until Detective Pikachu came out. But you can see here, Aladdin came out. No, everybody was trying to avoid Aladdin. Okay, Disney, Toy Story 4, especially the July box office was pretty sad. Well, it was essentially a Disney monopoly month, essentially, because ever since Toy Story June 23rd to all the way to July 28th was essentially a Disney monopoly, except for Spider-Man Far From Home, which was a Sony movie. Then we have all these movies coming out. Then we have another Disney movie, and no one wants to compete with Disney. And especially this weekend, no one wanted to compete with Disney. Nobody wanted to compete with Disney. So if we're at the end of this month. And now studios don't have to worry about going around Disney's schedule of releases anymore. Which means more original movies can force at the box office while Disney continues to, pander to the streaming, casual audience, which is basically going to be the audience now. The same people who watch Netflix. It's just not going to work. And they're just going to miss that sweet, sweet Chinese money, too. They're going to miss that sweet, sweet Chinese money that helped their movies make $1 billion. That's how Spider-Man Far From Home and Captain Marvel made $1 billion, because of China. If China didn't make money for Captain Marvel, because in China Captain Marvel made like $200 million now. If it didn't release in China, Captain Marvel would never made $1 billion. It would have never made $1 billion without China. Endgame will have never became the highest grossing movie of all time without China. Okay? Disney needs China to be successful at the box office. They need China here. Okay? Okay? They need China to be, to be successful. And yeah, Avatar couldn't surpass Endgame. Again, they released in China and it still flopped in China. Avatar just didn't do too well because Avatar is just forgettable. No one remembers Avatar except for being the highest grossing movie of all time. That was the only reason why Avatar was remembered. But, we have Endgame. No one wanted to compete. I understand why they avoided Endgame, but, that was supposed to be the biggest movie of the year. But they really just tried to avoid Disney as much as possible. Godzilla, I bet that would have been done much better if it wasn't for Aladdin and Disney's monopoly, basically. Aladdin made $1 billion. If it wasn't for China, that movie would have not made $1 billion, okay? Again, Disney needs China. They need the Chinese money. And I think after I think Disney's still going to release their movies in China. You don't think they won't, okay? You don't think they won't release their movies in China. People think, they're not going to release the movies in China, so all the movies are only going to be on Disney+. No, in China, they're still going to release the movies in the theaters, because China's box office has actually abounded as well. So, that's basically it about this video. Goodbye.